Hi, I'm Roland. Welcome to our channel. Believe it or not, we get asked that question quite often, and it doesn't really surprise me because when we talk about a community in Hong Kong, I've noticed people naturally assume that we're either a business network like BNI or we are a network marketing company. Having spent time abroad, Western society seems to be a lot more welcoming when we talk about communities. I mean, you can think of many examples like the church, a college fraternity, a neighborhood within a small town, or even an NFT community. When you think about these communities, you naturally think of a loving group of people bound by a common cause. But in Hong Kong, I think the culture is very different. People tend to keep to themselves more, and the idea of a community isn't very strong here, to be honest. In the world of Web3, however, a strong community is everything.
What really is a great community?
All about community.
About the community, a strong community.
Community.
Communities.
Community.
Web3 is utterly fascinating. The communities are the greatest part of it and its biggest danger. Community is everything in Web3, and that's that whole idea of ownership and engagement.
Getting back to your question, the simple answer is no. House 44 isn't a multi-level marketing company, but we do work with a multi-level marketing company in Hong Kong. We are well aware of the stigma of MLM or network marketing as an industry because of the negative press or horror stories that some people share when they talk about their experiences. And this is widely documented, so this isn't something new to us. The network marketing company that we work with is called Francine. And we are aware, very well aware actually, of the controversy that surrounds the company. I think the question is, why does House 44 choose to work with them knowing their reputation? Now, first off, you need to understand that House 44 is a brand where our community always comes first. We're constantly looking out for ways to give value back to our members and partners, and so every decision we make, including who we work with, is made after really careful consideration. We have done extensive due diligence on Francine, so we're very well informed of their reputation. We understand that some will raise an eyebrow when they look at the company because there are quite a few people out there who have shared their experiences online or with friends, like being scammed or losing money. But I think with any endeavor, it's important to look at both sides of the story. So we dug deeper into the organization and basically came up with a few conclusions. I think the first one is regarding the slew of negative comments and articles about the company. We've looked into these at depth, and honestly, I don't want to add fuel to the fire, so I don't want to comment too much about this. Though what I can say is the people who write these negative comments can categorically be put into two baskets. Ones who have tried operating and didn't make it for whatever reason, and the other basket is people that never operated. For those who have operated and failed, I really feel for them because I'm sure anyone who decided to take a step out of their comfort zone had good intentions originally for the future, but sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to. And I understand why they would feel negatively about their experience, especially if they feel they were overpromised or even misled in certain cases when making their decision. And so, like I always tell anyone who decides to explore new opportunities, whether it is a new hobby, or a new business idea or a new investment, always do your homework and speak to those who are in the know. Those who have found success, those who have walked the path before and can show you the ropes.
You can't just buy because your friend says it's going to go up. You got to know who the founders are. You got to know what their business strategy is. Are they quality people? There's a lot of hucksters in the game trying to make a quick dollar. You got to actually calm down, slow it down, and fucking put in 30 hours of homework before you spend money.
And if you want to do research, make sure you're reading official information rather than hearsay. A very dangerous practice is to base your decisions solely on Google searches or on what you read online, because often there are hidden agendas or very heavy misconceptions in these types of outlets.
Middle of National News Literacy Week, and that's an annual event to help people better understand what information is credible and what is not.
So important right now because an AP poll found almost half of Americans say it's difficult to know if the information they take in is true. So how can we recognize misinformation and bias? But the misinformation, I think most of us want to know the real deal.
For sure, absolutely. But there's so many sources of information. Misinformation is something where it's false or misleading. And it's a broad topic. So actually bias can be included in misinformation by using misinformation, but it's a very broad topic. But one of the things that you can do if you see something that just doesn't look right, maybe it's an image that's being shared online, maybe it's an article, that your cousin's, somebody or other girlfriend posted, look at it with a healthy dose of skepticism first. You don't have to be a cynic about it, but they say look at it with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Heather, the challenge with this is it requires people to not just accept information that lines up with their preconceived notions.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the challenge to you as a consumer.
Right. And so
you have to challenge
Here's
that.
the thing. You might be saying, look, I'm not going to look up every little piece of information that I am coming across. But you might say, okay, if I'm going to share this information with other people, maybe I'm going to verify that first. Okay, so that's one way that you could look at it if you don't want to look up every single thing, if you want to be skeptical about every single thing. But if you want to share it, verify it. And if you can't verify it or you're seeing that it's wrong, don't share it.
For those who never operated but still have negative things to say, I think that's more based on the way they were approached. Maybe they had an unpleasant experience with the referrer, or they believe that the company is an illegitimate scam based on what they read online. So they made assumptions, sometimes right, sometimes wrong, about the company and decided to share their thoughts online. If I try to stay objective, the only thing I can say is, and I believe this is true in most cases, if you never had a chance to fully understand what's going on with something, it's never in your favor to talk about the subject because you just don't know enough about it. I also understand that this has become the norm for a lot of people because of the age of social media nowadays. And it's really easy to just share your opinions online, whether they're substantiated or not. In fact, I've even seen comments online saying House 44 is a scam or that we're part of Francine, which is completely not true. In no way does House 44 represent Francine and vice versa. What is true is we provide an option for our members to work with them if they choose to, and that's about it. We take our brand seriously, and it is important for our members and for the wider community to understand that these claims are false. So again, I would urge anyone watching this to base any decision you make in life on facts and careful research, and not on a whim or on some unsubstantiated claim that you and your friends read online. The second conclusion, and what I found interesting, is hardly anyone has ever said anything positive about Francine, which, if you think about it, is really strange. Over the years, many industries have rose to prominence, some being rather controversial, and I usually use crypto or DeFi as a very good example of this. Basically, if you scroll randomly on Instagram or on any social media platform, you will see videos or posts of crypto millionaires, people who have made an absolute fortune from investing in Bitcoin or other digital currencies. They will post about their extravagant lifestyles, their monetary success, and so on. And whether that's your cup of tea, the fact is, these people have done very well in this field.
Hey, what's your favorite cryptocurrency? Sorry? What's your favorite cryptocurrency?
Oh! What up, bro? What do you do for a living, bro?
Bored apes, bro.
Bored apes?
Bored apes.
Okay, how many do you have? Do you have one?
I had one, I sold it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hey, no problem with taking profits. Clearly, you're living it up. What do you do for a living?
I sell drugs, bro.
You sell drugs?
Drugs, bro.
What do you actually do? Are you undercover? Don't want to say?
I do crypto.
Crypto? Okay, like Bitcoin, Ethereum? Did you get in early? Like, were you an early investor in it?
Yeah.
What year?
Like 2015, 14.
Oh, okay, so you were really early.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have a couple cars. Okay, that's sick.
Now, obviously, on the flip side, if you never saw these posts, or rather these people never posted about their success, and all you see are stories of people losing their livelihoods investing into crypto, then most people will stay clear of it and think it's a scam. Hell, now mind you, even with these success stories, some people still think crypto is a scam. So coming back to Francine, I've personally come into contact with some very successful individuals within their system, but it became apparent to me that they like to keep a very low profile, and they very rarely, if ever, talk about their success outside of their own circle. In fact, I might be one of the first people on the internet to talk about them in a neutral or objective position, if anything. And because of this, the general layman will have a hard time figuring out where this company stands. I do expect some people to react negatively or even attack me personally for this, but if I don't say anything out of fear, that's against my beliefs. A final conclusion is that, like any organization, there will always be the good and the bad. If we isolate Francine as a supplier, they actually have a huge array of assets that is very rare in the MLM industry. They have a wide range of products and services. Many of their products are produced by renowned manufacturers in Paris and in Taiwan.
TCI 大疆生医是专业保健食品及保养品研发设计的全球制造专家，产品外销至全球56国，是由 TCI 的研发、产能和品质优势所带动的。目前 TCI 荣获380项国际专利与250项发明奖，并在2015年勇夺世界3大设计奖、德国红点设计奖。更在2018年荣获富比士评选为全球最佳生技企业，登上版面。
They own an award-winning chateau and vineyard in Bordeaux, and they're opening a brand new clubhouse-themed co-working space in Hong Kong towards the end of 2022. So purely from this standpoint, they're actually a very valuable partner in providing utilities to our members. They also run a very attractive referral scheme, and that is why we've decided to work with them, despite what is being said on the internet. Now, don't get me wrong, by no means am I saying everything online is not true. There is truth in some of the comments. I'm not saying everyone that is operating as a distributor in Francine is squeaky clean. Every organization has a risk of having a bad apple ruin its reputation. Even global companies like HSBC or in industries like crypto trading. So again, whether what is being said online is reflective of the entire organization or whether it is the personal opinions or experiences of some people, that is something to think about. A final heartfelt message to whoever is watching this. I want to reiterate once again that House 44's mission is to bridge the gap between the world of today and the Web3 world of tomorrow. And so we have many initiatives that we're bringing to our members. And working with Francine as a potential partner is only one of the many things that we offer to our community. We have an exciting roadmap ahead, especially on the digital side. So I want to reassure you that we're here to stay. It is unfortunate that some have been burned by their experience, and more unfortunate that they've turned this into anger and hatred towards this organization and the people that are associated with them, including us. I hope this video gives you the answers you need. But as always, if you still have questions, we're happy to answer them, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.